gray eyes as steady as the man himself. Oh, how nice it would be if there was something he could do. Something anyone could do to reverse the events of the past few days. But on the drive to Wisconsin, she'd accepted that part of her life was over. I don't know what you mean. She flashed a smile, forced a calm she didn't feel. I'm dancing in the arms of a handsome man at my sister's New Year's Eve party. Life is good. That all-seeing gaze didn't waver, but when he grinned, she knew he wouldn't press. She breathed a sigh of relief. You think I'm handsome? She rolled her eyes, even as the intoxicating scent of his musky cologne enveloped her in a warm embrace. Do you? He pressed. It may be one of your attributes, she grudgingly conceded, but had to add, although my fave is still arrogant ass. His now boyish smile had her stomach doing flip-flops. I like your style, Marigold Bloom. She let her hand slide down his back, wishing it was skin instead of fabric beneath her fingertips. Since we're on the subject of attributes, I'll add muscular. I adore muscles. Without warning, that night in his hotel room, her one and only one-night stand, came into sharp focus. Cade had been a perfectly sculpted Adonis with broad shoulders, lean hips, and muscular legs. He'd also been a considerate lover who'd given as much as he took. All of those factors had allowed her to forgive her indiscretion. Not to mention, she'd have had to be dead not to have been swept off her feet that evening, especially with love and romance floating in the summer air. I like curves. Your curves. His voice dropped low. I remember how they molded to... Princess! The male voice stopped Marigold's surge of lust dead in its tracks. She dropped her hands from where they'd settled on Cade's ass as if it had turned red hot, then turned to embrace her dad. All of this under the watchful eye of Anita Fishback. She held her father close and breathed in the scent of polo, a particular favorite of his. This gray-haired man with the pewter-rimmed spectacles had been her rock for as long as she could remember. Steve Bloom was the one man who'd never let her down. When she finally stepped back, the sorrow kept at bay during her banter with Cade returned. She hated feeling weak and needy, especially with Anita standing there, a speculative glint in her hazel eyes. Despite the silver dress and dark hair artfully arranged in a twist, the woman reminded Marigold of a vulture ready to swoop. I didn't think you'd be able to make it back to Amy's party, but I'm so glad you did. Her father's gentle eyes brimmed with hope behind the silver-framed glasses. Will you be able to stay for a while? I don't see how. Anita stepped forward, opening her arms wide so Marigold had no choice but to give her a hug. She's got that big fashion show coming up, not to mention all her important clients. Oh, that's right. Her father's proud smile was like a knife to Marigold's heart, but she only smiled back. I recall you telling me all about the event. Definitely a big deal. A big deal that had crashed and burned. Marigold had to resist the urge to sigh, which surprised her. She'd never been the sighing sort, certainly not with Anita's eagle eyes focused on her. Before Marigold could come up with something that wouldn't quite be a lie, but would get her through the evening unscathed, Cade's hand rose to rest on her shoulder. Anita's watchful gaze sharpened. I was telling Marigold how nice it was that she came back to spend New Year's Eve with me. Cade flashed an easy smile. The comment achieved its purpose. You're together? Anita shot Marigold's dad a questioning look. You didn't tell me that Marigold and the sheriff were dating. Cade and I aren't together. The denial popped out of Marigold's mouth before she could think. Actions speak louder than words, Goldilocks. Cade lifted her hand to his lips. Why else would a woman drive 4 hours on a snowy night to attend a party?